What's up, everybody, and welcome back to A Beer a Day with TK. It's Tuesday evening here in Findlay, Ohio. I just got back from dinner with my wife. We stopped by Shea Brewing Company and had a couple of beers, and I picked up this new sign directly behind me. Decided I had to rearrange these. When I was watching a video, I realized I had the Great Lakes one next to the Ernest. Both had the giant state of Ohio, and it looked kind of repetitive and stupid, so it was time to switch things up a bit so it's a little more aesthetically pleasing. Anyway, the beer I have today is pumpkin ale from our Shea. If you watch the series, you know I'm not a huge fan of pumpkin pie spice, pumpkin pies, any of that kind of stuff. Although I've had a couple that worked. For the most part, I'm not a huge fan. But I'm thinking if anybody can do it, it's our Shea. Our Shea is probably one of my favorite breweries out there right now. If you watch the series again, when I did my top 50 and top 100, whatever they were, the top beers for the top 100, and then after 365, our Shea had a couple of entries on there. I'm thinking about historically, they might have had one beer that I didn't like. They did that New Year's beer, which I absolutely hated, that Rose Grenade. But other than that, everything I've had from them has been amazing, and I really loved it. So I'm hoping if anyone can do a pumpkin beer well, it'll be these dudes. Now, this is described as just an easy drinking pumpkin ale, moderately spiced, which sounds exactly what I'd like. My beef with most of the pumpkin pie beers or pumpkin beers is they tend to be spiced so bad that they're almost undrinkable for me. I'm sure there's some people that like that stuff, but it's not my flavor profile. Anyway, on the side of the can here is pretty cool. They tell you what grains are used in it. So it says Pilsner, Caramel 20, Caramel 40, Caramel 80, Carapils. The hops are Galena hops, and yeast S-04. Sounds like a prison camp in East Germany, right? S-04. Artwork on it is pretty cool. We have the pumpkin here, the jack-o'-lantern with the menacing hands raising up. The other thing I thought was pretty cool, they have this QR code on the side, and when I was taking my picture of the can for the thumbnail there, it came up and I hit the button, and it actually took you to the YouTube channel for our Shea. And this one actually tells you, it has the guy doing the video telling you about their fall seasonals. Now, that's kind of new. I don't know that I've seen that a lot. I mean, I've seen them where it takes you to their website or something like that, but that QR code links you directly to YouTube video describing the beer, which is, again, pretty solid. Now, this comes in at 5.25 ABV. 25 IBUs. As far as the ratings, at a 3.62 on Untapped with 765 check-ins, which is not a huge number for Untapped. Beer Advocate had a 369, but there was only 3 check-ins or 3. I think there was 1 written review and 3 total ratings, so not a whole lot to work on there. Now, if I check this out for the color, it's kind of clear, but then definitely if I'm using my SRM chart from Brew HQ, I would say this is probably a 9 or a 10, kind of a pale amber color. Not a whole heck of a lot going on carbonation-wise. We get a few bubbles in there, but nothing nuts. Head, probably 1 finger's width. Looks kind of tannish in color. Looks pretty decent. Let's give it a sniff. It's pumpkin pie spice for sure, but it's not overwhelming. It's not so overpowering that it puts you off, but that's the smell. It's that kind of like cinnamon and nutmeg and clove and those kind of things. Yeah, smells all right. Smells kind of what I had expected it to. Let's give it a shot. Cheers. I'm praying to the Oktoberfest gods that it's not too pumpkiny and I don't dislike it. First thing I notice, this is probably a little lighter than a lot of the other fall seasonals. It's still, medium bodied. It's not a light beer by any stretch of the imagination, but it does have a probably medium light body to it. The taste is pretty solid. It's not overpowering. Like it said, it is a moderately spiced beer. When you first take the big, first big sip there, you get the pumpkin pie spice again. Not really surprising. I try to think. Definitely pick up the cinnamon. Pick up a bit of ginger. I think it's clove and nutmeg. I mean, you kind of get all those traditional tastes. And then it kind of fades and you go to a little bit of a pumpkin taste. So I had a beer the other day and I didn't like it. It was, in my opinion, a hot mess. It was that Marzen/pumpkin one. Absolutely hated it. Probably the worst beer that I've had, in my opinion. Once again, I'm sure somebody loves it. Congratulations. Wasn't for me. Worst beer I've had so far. and it had that strong pumpkin puree taste that I did not like. This beer has the taste, but it's kind of in moderation. So even if you're not a huge fan of pumpkin, I think it's palatable and tolerable. So this tastes, as you'd expect, like a spiced pumpkin beer, but it's not so spiced or so pumpkiny that it's off-putting. Now, is this something that I would drink all the time? No. Again, I'm not a huge pumpkin guy, but for someone who's admittedly an anti-pumpkin dude, this is drinkable and I do enjoy it. I do like it. So for that reason, our Shea's Pumpkin Ale, you would get a big thumbs up. I would definitely have another one. Again, it's not something I drink six of. It's not a session style beer, but I don't really think it's designed to be. This is a nice beer that kind of accompanies the other fall seasonals. Now, Morrison's I could put away all day. This is something I'd have to break it up, maybe give you a little bit of a different taste for your palate with that pumpkin pie spice. And I think they've done a good job, as they do with most of their beers. So again, big thumbs up to our Shea. If you liked the video, please give me a thumbs up, hit that like button. If you want to see more videos like this, please hit subscribe. And as always, if you have any comments or questions, jump in down below. I know I asked it before, but what's your favorite pumpkin beer? I think I've only ever had 2 or 3 that I liked. I know the whole hog one that Pete sent me a while back I liked. I liked this one, and then the other day I had a pumpkin beer. I don't remember who did it, but it was pretty solid. But that's probably it ever. For the most part, I think they kill it with the spice, and it's insufferable. It's like having a pumpkin spice latte. So if you have any that you think are kind of middle of the road, let me know what they are. Maybe I'll give them a shot. Maybe I'll turn the corner and become a pumpkin beer fan. Who knows? Hey, till next time. Cheers.